digital planning and paper planning can actually work together. Today I am sharing a look at how I plan for homeschool using both digital and paper planners. Hey friends, welcome back to Regular Secular Mama. If you're new here, my name is Cassie and I'm a 6th-year homeschooling mom to 2 kids who are currently ages 9 and 11 years old. Don't mind my background, I'm still getting used to filming in an RV and working with a very tight space. As a homeschooler, of course, you know that plans change all the time and our planning systems change all the time. I've shared a few videos in the past on planning and different ways that I plan and my systems for planning. More recently, I shared about using digital planners like Trello and Notion. So Notion is the one that I have stuck with for about a year now, which for me is really good. And I really prefer it. It's been working really well to keep some of the bigger picture items organized and definitely for mixing together books and different literature-based curriculum and all these different lesson ideas into one place. Notion has been incredibly helpful for that and just to keep me on track. And of course, being digital, it's really easy to tie in links to web pages or to videos that we find that supplement our lessons. Now, the problem with using digital planning, for me, is that I tend to get very distracted either by all of the things that the digital planner can do or the website can do, and also how it looks. I tend to get very distracted by making things look a certain way and keeping it formatted kind of consistently. It helps me to have things formatted consistently, but it means I'm spending a lot of time tweaking things and adjusting font size and all these things. Oh, jeez. That's not gonna work. Don't mind me, I'm having light ring issues. Okay, I think that will work. What was I saying? Distraction. Okay. So, like I was saying, digital planners and digital systems for homeschool planning, I tend to get bogged down in how things look, how they're formatted. Notion is a little bit better than Trello for that, I think, because I don't sit there and look for, images and things for little banners. Notion is pretty simple and straightforward. There's not too much tweaking you can do as far as making it look pretty. I still found that I was fiddling with it too much on a day-to-day basis. It was really helpful for pulling up details for lessons, like our history lessons especially. There are a lot of little tasks and links and moving parts and things. So having that all digitally accessible is really helpful, but what I really needed was just a simple task list for, during the day, just to keep me on track during our school day. I'll share a link up here to a video I did a while back. It was kind of like a plan with me style, getting ready for our homeschool week, where I used just a simple, cheap, inexpensive planner, like a paper planner, like your middle school teacher might have had in a classroom. It was very simple, no bells and whistles, just a basic undated planner. I did like that, however, I thought it was a little bit large for keeping out on the table. It was, 9 by 11 or something, 9 by 12, when it was folded over on itself. So I was looking for something that was a little bit smaller, open on a desk, especially here in an RV. We just have the one dining table that we work at. So for this school year, what I went with was a Plum Paper Planner, which I'll get for you. Alright, here it is. So let me see if I can hold it up to where you can see it. So this is beautiful, of course, which is something I was hoping to find, something a little prettier than the inexpensive middle school teacher option. So this definitely checked the boxes for being pretty. I like that I could add our homeschool name on it and the year. So that was really cool. I like having it spiral bound because I can flip it open on itself and not have it spread out like a bound journal is. This isn't really going to be like a flip through or review of Plum Paper Planners, but if you're interested in something like that, leave me a comment down below and I'm happy to share, what's inside and what I think of it. Having this paper-based planner for day-to-day tasks has been instrumental in keeping me focused during the day. So I don't get bogged down with how things are looking, how, pages are formatted, and where the bullet points are. There's none of that. It's just a simple list of the things that I need to make sure that I do during the day, or I need to help my kids with during the day, and that's it. So I'll go ahead and open up to this week for an example just to show you kind of what it looks like on the inside. Alright, so here is just our week, this week for school. So it's, again, super simple, just jotted down, like we have to do our biology lesson together, then we have a lab the next day, that's all I'm putting in here. I'm not putting all of the details like which videos we're watching and where to find them or what pages I'm reading for that day. All I need to do is go into Notion then and pull up this lesson, within Notion, and it will have everything, all the details listed out. I don't put a whole lot else in this planner as far as attendance goes or any reading logs or anything like that. I do keep track of those things in Notion, partly because I don't need to report a whole lot of things living in Florida, and I didn't need to report a whole lot of things at all. I didn't need to report anything in Texas. Anyway, I do prefer Notion for keeping things digitally archived and easy to pull up when I'm looking for something specific. If I kept track of reading logs and things in here, it would be harder for me to, read through and try to find a certain book to see if we actually did read that this year or whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I do keep track of a few like school-related tasks for me to do during the week, and are anything that will affect our school, like an outing, someplace we need to go and do something. I also don't need the Saturday and Sunday boxes over here, so I relabel them every week. These are assignments that are done independently, without me. So this is something I should watch for to make sure they did at some point during the week and turned in. Now, one, I guess, downside of having a paper planner for during the week like this is that I wind up having two different planners. So I keep a bullet journal just for myself and our family tasks and, planning. And then I also have this paper planner for school. I haven't really found a good way to mesh the two yet. I can't do what I do in my bullet journal in this planner, just there's not space for it on the week and I don't want to flip back and forth to different pages. I've toyed with the idea of just putting our school planning and day-to-day task list in my bullet journal. So that may be something I try next year so I'm not spending, however much this planner was. Plum Paper Planners aren't cheap by any means. They do run sales a couple times a year, so that helps. Down in the description box below, I'll leave links to a couple of different planner options on Amazon that I have used and liked. And if you're interested in getting a code for Plum Paper Planner, you can send me a message or comment. Instagram might be a better way to get a hold of me through direct message, and I can share that with you that way. They don't do affiliate links or referral links. You have to send that directly to somebody. Anyway, if you're interested in seeing more about how I use Notion, definitely check out this video up here. And if you wanted a peek in that inexpensive middle school type planner, you can check out this video up here. Thanks for watching. Bye.